So I just made a dope ass beat for my favorite artist of all time, Tupac. Let's get into it. Hey, what up? It's your boy Jack Spade back with another video. Tupac Shakur, aka Machiavelli, is my favorite artist of all time. He's the artist that actually got me into music, actually got me into wanting to be a hip-hop artist myself. So it was him and Snoop, but mostly Tupac, because Tupac had such a heart and his soul was in his music, and I just love this music and his vocals. There's so much power to them even today. So I wanted to create a beat around one of his vocals, and the song that I chose was THUGSTYLE, which is a lesser known song. It's basically a freestyle that he put on the Are You Still Down album, which I believe was released while he was in jail. Or it might have been released after he died. It's just one of those tracks that sounded like he just got in a booth and just spit the whole thing all the way through. There's a lot of mistakes even on the song, so it's just so raw. So I decided, yeah, let me use that one because I used to rap that song all the time. I knew it, I know it by heart. So I knew I can flip it. So that's what I did, and here are some of the steps that I took to create this beat. So first thing I did was drag and drop the acapella that I had, and I put it into Ableton. And the first thing I needed to do was find the BPM and key, which I just Googled online. Once I got the BPM, I realized that it probably wasn't the exact BPM because it kept drifting. The BPM kept drifting over time. So I actually had to do some modifications to the vocals, and I'll talk about that later. So I had what I thought was the right BPM and actually just looped a section of the song, and I got to work. I used Output's Arcade for the main melodies because I wanted to find something that was unique, that was different, something that I wouldn't normally do. And what's cool about Output's Arcade is that you could put the key in and you could just actually go through a lot of different kits, as they call it, and pick something that actually matches the vibe of what you're going for. And it felt like I was digging through crates, except you don't have to clear the samples. My style, quick and smile, juvenile was a problem child. Try to put me in the course, but my force was wild. Bitch made ass niggas don't know my style. Screams, niggas don't know my style. Quick and smile, juvenile was a problem child. Try to put me in the course, but my force was wild. Bitch made ass niggas don't know my style. I could be wrong, but I never got along my style. So I made it feel more grimier with this wave plugin called Vinyl, and I also use Cable Guy's Shaper Box just to add a little bit of volume reduction in the beginning part of the loop, just so the kicks could come through a little better. Then I started adding the drums. I started off with just a snare, and I also added a percussion sound on the one. Then I added an 808, and I played with the glide function to add some movement to it. I wanted it to have like a strong feeling of almost like you about to go to war. So I added some African drums as percussion just to add more rhythm to the whole track. Niggas don't know my style. Quick and smile, juvenile was a problem child. Try to put me in the course, but my force was wild. Bitch made ass niggas don't know my style. Scream, niggas. Then to tie the melody together, I added the Una Corda, which is one of my favorite plugins of all time. I love the way this thing sounds. It really tied the melody together by adding those little plucky sounds, and it gave it an emotion, like it was it drove it a little bit better, if that makes any sense. You know, it's always hard to come up with ways to explain how something sounds, but for me it was almost like a journey sound, like it gave it emotion. It would have took me a lot quicker if I didn't have these timing issues that I had with the track. So I had to cut the vocals in certain sections and certain areas, and actually move each section independently so that it could stay on beat and not drift over time. Then I added some transitions to bring you to each section of the track. I always like to add those transitions because it builds it up. It just adds that extra oomph that you need to go into each section, and to let the listener know that this is a different section of the track. And that was it, man. I normally don't do a lot of remixes, or I don't do any remixes really, but I just wanted to do this for some reason. The anniversary of Tupac's death had just passed, and I just really wanted to add something to the zeitgeist of the legendary Machiavelli. This is my contribution to the homie Pac. I wish I would have known him. I wish I would have been able to see him grow into a figure, a legendary, even more legendary figure. He could have been president, who knows, I'm really glad I did this, and I didn't do it for any other reason other than just for the art of it. So thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if you like this style of video, and if there's anybody else you want me to remix, go ahead and let me know, and I'll go ahead and do that. And if you're an artist and you want me to flip one of your vocals, one of your verses, you can go ahead and send it to me. I got my email right there in the description. Thank you for watching this video all the way through. I really appreciate it. R.I.P. Tupac, and I'll catch y'all on the next video. Oh, and here is the full version of Tupac's Thug Style, remixed by your boy Jack Spade.
Yo, nigga, man, fuck nigga. Nigga, fuck with us always with them New York niggas. Seen him with that nigga, man. That nigga ain't from the West Coast, man. Fuck,
take me out of business.
Man, fuck that nigga. Nigga ain't really down.
East Coast
and ass nigga. I ain't fuck with that nigga, man. Fuck that nigga. Let that nigga go to jail, man. Fuck that nigga.
Fuck everybody.
Fuck you too, nigga. Thug style out this motherfucker. Niggas throw your hands in the air. If you got Jeep, make your speakers pop. I want motherfucking police trying to pull niggas over on this one. We taking this one to the whole nother level. That's right. Gutter step, thug step, feel me. Things that we can only do as a real G. We ain't dead yet. Man, got my Hennessy, find your foes. In a room full of niggas trying to hide your hoes. I'm getting high off Buddha cause the times be slow. I keep my mind on, though you never find me, bro. And who me? And nigga living life like a G. In that artillery, keeping niggas off of me, I can't sleep. I'm living in these wicked times. Peep, niggas after me cause they see I'm stacking G's and E. You can holler if you want to. Please, I ain't running with no punk crew. Bleed enemies in my range zone. You're in the danger zone. My fucking game is strong. Hotline, you suckers better find your mind. I got mine. From hustling and busting the rhymes to my niggas up and quitting down the Rikers Ave. Stay rap, but a nigga gotta use style. These niggas don't know my style. Crooked smile, juvenile was a problem child. Try to put me in the course, but my force was wild. Bitch made ass niggas don't know my style. Squeeze, niggas don't know my style. Crooked smile, juvenile was a problem child. Try to put me in the course, but my force was wild. Bitch made ass niggas don't know my style. I could be born, but I never got along with cops. It's like they suck on making niggas duck from blocks. And all the time, my mind's full of thoughts and ends. I still roll in my bucket, but I bought me a Benz. My fake friends say they love me, but I know they lie. Cause in the dark, see they hearts full of homicide. My mama cried when they took me off the jail. Only me inside the cell, straight locked up in this hell. I hear some suckers screaming like they demons inside. When I'm away in the morning, only the strong survive. I cry, but in my own way, swallow my pride. Pick a reason to hide from all the niggas that die. Cemetery full of brothers I buried, it's going down. Even now I wonder, will I still be around? My hometown is the gutter, I was born a while. I came up out the dust with my heartless style. These niggas don't know my style. Crooked smile, juvenile was a problem child. Try to put me in the course, but my force was wild. Bitch made ass niggas don't know my style. These niggas don't know my style. Crooked smile, juvenile was a problem child. Try to put me in the course. listening to Mr. Magic, cutting up the hits and even though I had a habit, making words rhyme, I was caught up in the madness. Juvenile bounce, come on, I tell a whole story, nothing but truth. Halloween, throwing eggs from the project booths and beating me, young G, with a gift of gab. Trying to hook up with the hookers who was quick to stab. Remember, mama's cooking, no school, straight hooking, and trying to get with light skin, cause she good looking, and jumping over turnstiles, cause we ain't paying. Calling cuties cuss words, but we only playing. I'm praying I could get a buck, no luck. I had to move around a lot, cause my moms was stuck. I had family, but I was way too wild. Had to move to the west to a game of style. These niggas don't know my style. Crooked smile, juvenile, what's the problem, child? Try to put me in the cross, but my force was wild. Bitch made ass niggas don't know my style. Niggas don't know my style. Crooked smile, juvenile, what's the problem, child? Try to put me in the cross, but my force was wild. Bitch made ass niggas don't know my style. Niggas don't know my style. Crooked smile, juvenile, what's the problem, child? Try to put me in the cross, but my force was wild. Bitch made ass niggas don't know my style. Niggas don't know my style. Crooked smile, juvenile, what's the problem, child? Try to put me in the cross, but my force was wild. Bitch made ass niggas don't know my style. Niggas don't know my style. Crooked smile, juvenile, what's the problem, child? Try to put me in the cross, but my force was wild. Bitch made ass niggas don't know my style. Niggas don't know my style. Crooked smile, juvenile, what's